strap in, buckle up, grab some popcorn, whatever you're gonna do, because here we go. Welcome back to the shop. I'm excited to have you guys here to talk about the new project that is coming. I had hoped to give you guys finale, conclusion, whatever on the chaos, but it's really windy outside, gusting up to like 30 miles an hour. Not great flying conditions, especially for a maiden. So we're going to wait till later. So doing this instead, making good use of shop time, making good use of time with you guys. So thank you again. Let's get a box on the bench and start talking about the new project. As you can see, this is what we're building. A Weddell Williams Model 44 Gilmore Red Lion, but this is Wendell Hostetler's plans, quarter scale plans, and precision cut kits in the box. So picked this up at the Lebanon RC Expo a couple years ago, pretty cheap, not full price. So I was happy with that, and it's 1930s Air Racer quarter scale, amazing. So hooray. Okay, so that's the subject. What I think is even cooler is some of the gear that's going to go into this model. So yeah, seriously, hold on. Right off the bat, I'll say that all the parts in the kit are very well labeled and organized and bundled together. Laser cutting, like a lot of these parts are already removed from the discard pile. So really cool. All the ribs are here together with their building tabs. That's amazing to see, along with fuselage sheeting, some additional sticks for ribs and such. So most everything is here. Most everything is here, and should be minimal additional balsa that I need to complete this kit, but very excited to have this here. Moving on to fiberglass specialties. In this box, we have all the fiberglass specialties parts. We've got a cowl. We've got an inner cowl piece that is for blending the engine mount to the fuselage. Obviously, we've got wheel pants and landing gear covers, like little spats or whatever, and a canopy. How about that? Have it all in one box, ready to go. I've had this squirreled away for a while, and a little bit of a story behind this. So you guys know that I do builds. I help out guys in my club. I do it all the time. I'm a resident builder, and so they come to me and ask me for help with things, which is fine. I'm happy to do that. And one of the guys in my club asked me to build him a model for him. He just wanted me to put it all together for him. It was an ARF, so it wasn't a big deal, but he wanted to pay me, and I was like, no, I really don't feel comfortable with that. Why don't you buy me parts instead? And so I had him buy these parts for me, as well as the plans. We felt like that was a fair trade. And so I knew I had the kit already, so I needed these parts in order to finish it. Works great. So if you guys are ever in that same position too, I highly recommend it. It helps you build camaraderie, and it's not about the money, right? It's about the hobby and spending time with each other and be able to do really fun things together. So I've got the plans. They're all rolled up as well. You guys have seen plans. What I will also note about the plans is that I've been warned about Wendell Hostetler not making symmetrical wings. I have checked many times to check the symmetry of the wings, not just measurements, but also like number of ribs. That's apparently a thing with him. So make sure that you guys check that on your Hostetler plans too. So let's get to the really good stuff, and then we'll do a wrap up on the project. So for those that know, you know. For those that don't know, you're about to find out. This box is from our good friends in Germany at Vario prop. I did splurge for a Vario prop. Now, This is probably the most expensive prop you can possibly buy for a model. Let me show you why. In addition to the propeller blades, you also get an amazing hub where you can, on the ground, you can adjust the angle of the prop blades. So you can change the load of the prop and sort of tailor it to the model. And I'm going based off of a scale prop or scale-ish diameter that also corresponds with the power plant for this project. So I got a spinner as well as the hub, and there's a spacer that goes onto the prop shaft, and got some bolts there. So yeah, it's all here. I've got a small video on Vario prop that I've assembled one before and explained how they work. I will go over it again with this because I think it bears repeating. It's not a very common propeller, and so I'd like to get as many people knowing about it as possible because it's really cool, very nice scale feature. Okay, this is the big one. I'm going to turn you guys around and hope that you don't have a heart attack because yeah, this is a big leap for me. Here is the power plant. Saito FG73R5 73cc 5-cylinder 4-stroke gas radial engine. Saito. Yeah. Not for children under 14 years. This is not a toy. They're not kidding. I've opened this thing up. It's not a toy. I'm going to open it up for you so that you can see that it's not a toy. So I spent all of this money buying this really shiny, expensive engine. And as you open the box, you know, you're greeted with the usual stuff. But unfortunately, the stock one does not come with a Saito sticker sheet. What? Why would it not come? Why? Something as simple as sticker. Do you not want advertisement? Seriously. It's stickers. Okay, moving on. The instruction sheet is pretty straightforward, worth keeping around. Obviously, you can get it online, but you've got your usual gamut of cardboard protection in here. I will be running straight exhaust headers, okay? This is a racing plane. It needs all the raw noises. I don't care if you think it needs a ring of some kind. The scale engine did not use a collector ring, so I ain't using one, all right? So we're moving on. Here's our ignition system, as well as some tools and other doodads. I do have a digital tachometer for it, so I can make sure that it's running right before I take to the skies, and I don't have to get out a little tool or get close to the prop arc. But this is how it looks when it comes to you. It comes out of the box in a bag. Let me get this bag pulled down. What's worth talking about is that this is a very complex machine. Yes, there are more scale options. I wanted the reliability and the name Saito that comes with it. We've got power model. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, here's the FG73R5. I'm not new to GASP, but this will be the most expensive power plant I have ever put in any of my models by a very, very big margin. I'm super excited about this. I hope you are too. This is going to make all the right noises for this particular model. Now, pairing it with the Power Model 2TS. A lot of people use synthetic oils for the mixing of that oil to the gas for their engine. The guys in my club, they swear by Redline. A number of other people swear by Redline, but they're using different engines. Now, from the best thing that I can tell online, a lot of people recommend this Deluxe Materials Power Model 2TS stuff as well. And I have actually talked to the Deluxe Material guy himself to talk about this particular product. Now, I also have a friend who does powered paragliding, and he uses this in the mix for the gas for his paraglider. So between everybody that I've talked to, and the consensus almost worldwide, globally, right? If it's good enough for my friend to use it in something that he's putting his life in, it's good enough to pay up for protecting this particular investment. I'm not saying that other people are wrong. I don't want you to get that impression at all. I'm saying this is my personal decision, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I just got to give you one last look. It's so good. Oh, so pretty. All right, so last thing we have to talk about is timeline. There ain't one. No timeline for this project. My estimation, best estimation, is 1.5 to 2 years. I don't have a particular event that I'm planning this for, mostly because if you've watched this channel long enough, you know that I tend to get impatient with my deadlines. I get to the end and it's like, yeah, I can make it, but I end up sacrificing things at some point. The only exception to that, I think, in recent memory has been the P-47 and the Corsair. Did not sacrifice those because those were major projects. I haven't done a project of this caliber since the P-47, in my opinion. The other projects that I've done have been very nice projects, but not at this caliber. So that is why I am not putting myself on an expiration date or expectation date to complete this model. It just doesn't warrant it. I'm not going to rush through painting. I used the SIG coverall on the Chaos. I'm going to use it here. The Chaos was a study. I'm practicing what I preach. Every time you need to learn something, pick one model and build it focusing on that one technique. And by the time you're done, you've learned how to use it. I've learned how to use SIG coverall. Now I'm going to apply it to this model at this caliber. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to do it right. And I've got other things to work with as well. So the very last thing that I need to talk about on this project is electronics. Now, as some of you know, I moved to the Tandem X20S earlier this year. It was a move preemptive for this caliber of project. The reason that I did that is because of receivers. So let me explain. The receiver that I'm using is the TD SR12. The reason that I'm using this is because it is a tandem receiver. I have 2 independent frequencies that are used for this receiver, and the selection of signal is based off of strength, right? So I have redundancy there. In addition, I have redundant power supply, okay? So I can run 2 batteries independent from one another and still maintain signal, okay? This is important to me to protect the investment that way. In addition to all of that, I will be using the FreeSky servos as well. Why? So the Airtronic servos that Mr. Hostetler called for on this airplane only produced like 100 ounce-inches of torque. Okay, that was back in 1980s technology, 90s technology, right? Plans were originally drawn in 84, 86. I was a wee lad at that point. Okay, technology has come a long, long way, and the digital servos from FreeSky are just phenomenal, phenomenal machinery. The servos that I've been looking at are in like 138 or so ounce-inches of torque at 6 volts. I'm planning to run these on 2S LiPos, so 7.2-ish, right? 7.4, somewhere around those volts. I will have more than enough torque to satisfy the needs for this plane, okay? I'm doing that because I intentionally want to monitor all of the current and everything, because there's telemetry from these servos. Can't get that on other servos. So there's a very high bar that I am setting here. And honestly, the servos are not that expensive. So we're talking like $50 to $75 per servo. That's not bad. So keeping that in mind, I have a lot of building to do. I have other projects that I'll be working on throughout this. So to satisfy the timeline, I will be doing other things. I will be giving up incremental updates because none of this is really new. It's just exciting. It's exciting. And so as I do some of the more fine modeling stuff, I will be doing some instructional stuff on that. So look forward to that probably in the summer or so of next year, maybe at the earliest in the spring. I have plenty of other things to occupy my time in the interim as I build this model. Take my time and do it right. So until next time, I hope you're excited about this project, just like I'm excited about this project. And we're going to build some flying works of art together.